Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Gordon Maston, and welcome to this week's edition of my NXT review for October 14th, 2015. Now, tonight on NXT, we had a thrilling battle royal that would determine the new number one contender for the NXT Championship, and it came down to two people, Baron Corbin and Apollo Crews. Baron Corbin or Apollo Crews. You see what I'm doing? Apollo Crews. Man, it's so great to be here. Is the smile creeping you out yet? Well, if you understood what I just did there, you know who won. So let's get into this week's episode of NXT. How you guys doing? So, this week on NXT, this was what I call one of the quicker shows they've had in a while. Like, this just felt like the fastest thing I've watched in a while. Like, it just flew right on by. Like, okay, we started the show off with Bayley, and she's coming out talking about the history that her and Sasha made at NXT Takeover, and like how much it meant to her and Sasha when they did this since they were 10-year-old kids. And the crowd welcomes her to "You Deserve It" chants, and welcomes her to, greets her with Match of the Year chants, and I'm not going to dispute any of those. I mean, she did deserve it. I'll give Bayley this. Like, I seen a meme a couple weeks ago that said that, like, they basically defined Bayley and Charlotte as their championship, like, with respective reigns. It basically said, Bayley, the one thing I'll give Bayley, well, I'm sorry, it says what you see here. Like, basically, yeah, what you see here is one woman who earned her reign as champion, and one woman who basically, gained her championship off of her name. And with that being said about Charlotte, everything that is about Bayley is correct. I have watched this girl go through so much, like, I'm not gonna say garbage booking, but like being booked like the weakest thing going in the brand in general. Like, I mean, like, Bayley has gone through so much. It's not even funny. Like, I've seen this girl go through the worst, her trials, her tribulations, like how close she's gotten. And I'm not saying I'm this epic Bayley mark or anything. I'm not saying anything like that. What I'm saying is she has gone through so much that she does deserve this. I mean, the only overdue title reign that needs to be done left in NXT is really Tyler Breeze, and beyond that, I mean, I don't really know. But otherwise, so we've got Alexa Bliss coming out, and then and I guess, you know what, never mind. I'm not even gonna jump into that. I could just say, like, oh, I guess she actually meant this, like, she really meant what she said, until she had to just turn it on and just become straight up bitchy Alexa Bliss, which is just joyful to watch. I love Alexa Bliss, dude. Like, you guys don't even understand. She looks sexy as hell. I mean, and she just plays this. The best way to put it, she's just epic at being a bitch. It's like Alexa does it so well. But she comes out. She tells Bayley how much she did deserve it, how much it does. Like, she has earned it, and how great her match was. And then she basically takes the title from her, and Blake and Murphy step in front of Bayley so she can't get around him. And honestly, if I were Bayley, because I know Blake and Murphy wouldn't hit me back, I would have hit both Blake and Murphy and went and took my title. But we have to have a story here, and Alexa Bliss can't look weak. So she basically makes her statement and says, what do you call it? She makes her statement and comes out and says that, yeah, what was it? It basically came down to her saying, I don't even really remember what she said here, but I know it basically came down to the fact that she wants to be next in line for the NXT Women's Championship, and then she threw the title back at her when she, continued to make her point. So Bayley versus Alexa Bliss is something I'm willing to, I do want to see, and it just sucks for Alexa Bliss because her character right now is just so good that it comes to the point where she, and this isn't, any fault of Alexa's, like her character is good, but there are so many other women in NXT who are coming up and, making strides and doing so much that Alexa, I guess this is basically saying she's not going to get passed by because, her work is not going to go unnoticed, but she's not going to win the championship. Because we basically know they're building to something more. We're not just going to end with Bayley getting beat by Alexa Bliss and then going to the main roster. As much as I'd love to see a Bayley NXT championship reign, that's just not going to happen. And I love that Blake and Murphy were playing the bodyguard roles, especially I'm sorry, I had to say Buddy Murphy to remember, but especially Murphy. That dude looks like a bodyguard in general. You just look at how cut and how big he is. Murphy does look like a bodyguard. Wesley Blake, I guess you can call him a Barbie guard, if that, it's probably cringe-inducing to some people, but because, the come on, Blakey, let's go party chant, it's the Barbie chant. Because in pink, he looks like Barbie with the hair. But hey, it is what it is. So, that was that. I'm looking forward to this, and I hope you can't ask for much out of this because it's probably going to be a couple weeks or something, and then Alexa's going to get a title shot and lose. Excuse me. I don't say that in a negative light. I just mean, they're just building Bayley's reign up so she can look a little credible. I'm not going to say walk right through Alexa, but she'll get the job done against Alexa, and then probably move on to a Nia Jax or someone and probably lose the championship. Afterward, moving on, we get William Regal announcing the NXT. Well, we get a little segment backstage, and this happened. Basically, this was on the YouTube channel last week, and they just threw it into this week's episode of NXT. They just threw it into this week's episode of NXT. So, Samoa Joe tells Finn Balor after winning the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic, he's waited a while to do this, and he wanted to wait till the tournament stuff was out of the way. He wants to have a match with Finn Balor. He wants a match with Finn for the NXT Championship. And then Finn says, well, I'm a fighting champion. Let's do it. But then Regal intervenes and says it's not that easy. Now with the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic, we've clearly lost sight of who's the rightful number one contender. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a battle royal, and the winner will be the NXT champion. And then Samoa Joe politely says to Regal, Mr. Regal, he's like, with all due respect, I've run through everybody you put in front of me. I'm undefeated in NXT. How do I not get a championship shot? He's like, I see where you're coming from. But next week is going to be a battle royal, and then the winner, will get to go on for, the challenge for the NXT championship. And then Joe just basically tells Balor, well, I guess I have to win a battle royal. Not too hard. It kind of was, huh, Joe? Anyway, we just move on here. And we get a bunch of guys saying how they're gonna win the battle royal tonight and how it's all theirs. And it's like, all right. I think Dillinger, Rhino, and Breeze are the three we started out with. I can't remember anybody else who was there. And then we get her. Eva Marie shows up on the Titantron and tells us that she'll be gone for a couple of weeks, and she thinks she deserves this well-deserved vacation. Eva, think whatever you want. You don't deserve anything, but hey, you want to take time away from wrestling? I appreciate you leaving. You are a worthless piece of trash that does not belong in Full Sail University, so take your time. Get away from the tapings. We don't need you. These tapings don't need you. But without that being said, next up we get Nia Jax versus Evie, and I know it's probably just me saying this off of looks alone, but they say she is an international talent and she is pretty good. I mean, like there's one woman like who actually caught my eye a couple weeks ago, Sarah Dobson. I'm actually intending to go back and look at some of her stuff, because I heard she's been in some death matches and stuff, and I actually do want to go check those out. But other than that, I do want to see more of Evie because she has a great look, and I mean, like if she's internationally known and they say she's an internationally known star, I do want to see what she's all about because she has a look, and if she can go, then that just makes it all the much more better. I do want to see what Evie can do, but this match clearly wasn't about Evie. It was about Nia Jax showcasing her dominance and power. She's booked like a monster, which is the perfect booking for her. She's the perfect size. She fits the mold that NXT is looking for. Like it's always like what Paul Heyman said about the territories when he was running ECW. Like I'm always looking for what we don't have. I'm looking for a luchador. I'm looking for a technician. I'm looking for we all retired hardcore guys, but I'm looking for that that psycho looking guy. I'm looking for a submission specialist. Like that's probably the same thing as a technician. I'm looking for a high flyer, like the next best high flyer. I'm looking for like a division of high flyers, like stuff like that, like whatever we don't have, and what NXT does not have. Like, technically they book Asuka as a killer, but like they don't have that beast, that monstrous, and that monster, or monstrous monster, however you want to phrase it, would be Nia Jax, and she basically, like she looked like she's pretty green, obviously. I mean, like she's not all there yet. But like, hey, NXT is just basically, we take time on you and see how you're doing, and then we try and fix. Like she's not even bad at all. Like she did what she was supposed to do. She went out there and imposed her will tonight, and the crowd expected it to be like, Baron Corbin at first, but like maybe it will turn into what Baron Corbin does, and she will just like not do that much, not really impress people, get on their bad side. Hey, she's supposed to be a heel. That's what she's supposed to do. That it is what it is. But I digress. So, I mean, Nia Jax came through. We'll see more of her. I mean, have I formulated a 100% opinion yet? No, you can't with You can't with just a debut match. But she did what she was supposed to do. So that's basically that. Moving on. Up next, we get, I believe this is, the Vaudevillains versus Sawyer Fulton and Angelo Dawkins. I will continue to say, throughout every Vaudevillains match I see, once this team breaks off, which in WWE standards and time they will, Simon Gotch, oh my gosh, he will be the star. Simon Gotch is a little bit like these guys. I will say it till my face turns black and blue. They're good. I just don't dig the vaudevillain gimmick. I mean, but I guess whatever it takes to make them entertaining. I guess NXT wants to just roll with that. So English and Gotch will continue to be the vaudevillains, but I mean, nothing really impressive out of this match from Dawkins and Fulton. This is just the Vaudevillains, get their stuff in. Simon Gotch, gets his impressive offense and his hot tag, and the Vaudevillains go on to win with the Whirling Dervish. 1, 2, 3, Vaudevillains win, and that's about that. But we do get a promo from Dash and Dawson up next after this, and they go on to tell us that they beat the Vaudevillains in the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic, and they deserve a tag title shot. And from there, they also say that they beat Enzo and Cass too, and I forgot what they said, but they started adding up things like it was math, and no, that's about the tag title shot. They deserve that. And other than that, about Enzo and Cass, they started making fun of them. And at the end of that, I can't remember what they really said because I kind of did tune out a little bit there, but at the end of it, you can't teach that. So I know it was direct shots fired at Enzo and Cass. I like Dash and Dawson. Like I'm not like completely sold on them yet, but I would most definitely love to see more of them because I feel as if I haven't seen enough to formulate an opinion yet, and they're I like what they're about. I like their attitude. I just need to see more in the ring. Like I'm not gonna make a fair judgment assessment yet because I'm gonna say they're pretty average at best. Not at best at this point because it just makes them sound bad, and I don't want to do that yet. But I'm just gonna say they're pretty average. At this point, I have no real complaints at all. Their promo was pretty solid. Like I just tuned out because like I had something come up on my phone, and just, yeah, you guys know how it is. But up next was the Battle Royal, and basically this just started with everybody, and I'm glad to see Gargano and Ciampa were in this Battle Royal because this was something. Well, basically mostly Gargano for me, but because I'm a Johnny Gargano mark. So what? Fight me, bro. But really though, I do enjoy Johnny Gargano. Okay, yeah, that's the name. Johnny Gargano a lot. He really is like something entertaining to me, and I do enjoy what he does in the ring. Big fan of Johnny Wrestling, but enough of me fanboying because Johnny Wrestling did get tossed by our eventual winner. But I'm just gonna say this: like the final, I'm not even gonna name a number, but it came down to Blake and Murphy, Baron Corbin, Tyler Breeze, Rhino. Actually, no, Rhino got tossed a little before. Blake and Murphy, Tyler Breeze, Baron Corbin, Samoa Joe, and Apollo Crews. And Blake and Murphy got tossed by Joe, collectively, just as one unit, so no one looks, because people like to make assessments of it. They're like, oh, well, this guy's obviously the better member of the two because he lasted longer. Like, and I don't really think they just did that to, like, avoid it. I just think they did that. Well, I guess you could say they did, but just to avoid anything like that, I could just say that they eliminated both of them at the same time just to, avoid it. Just in general, just like get rid, like we're done. We're not gonna do all that. But Tyler Breeze ends up getting tossed by Samoa Joe. Then Breeze gets tossed over the top rope, but he's still in the apron. He tries to skin the cat, and then Breeze pulls him down, and then backs out. And I'm pretty sure, knowing how these battle royals work, and knowing that Samoa Joe did want to get to Finn Balor, they're probably going to do something with Breeze and Joe throughout the coming weeks. This is just my guess. I wouldn't be surprised. And I actually wouldn't really mind that match at all. Like, that's something we haven't seen yet, and that's something I actually would look forward to. But at the same time, after that, we are left down to Apollo Crews and Baron Corbin. So Baron Corbin just starts dominating Crews, then Crews comes back with a bunch of kicks, and then clotheslines Baron Corbin over the top rope, and Apollo Crews wins. What a great night on NXT. Apollo Crews wins, people. If you guys haven't got it yet, if you haven't noticed, that dude smiles a lot. I mean, he can't keep his teeth away. Yeah, that's what Apollo does, and it's a little creepy sometimes. I'm not gonna lie to you, but it's awesome. Apollo does go over, and I'm glad it's not Corbin. Just me, it may seem like I'm a Corbin hater. I'm just not a fan. I'm not going to sit here and rag on the guy because at this point I'm preaching to the choir, everybody who doesn't like him. But I'm just going to say I approve of Apollo Crews, not Corbin. I would have liked to see Joe win, but, we're going to go with the slow burn, and Joe's probably going to run through Breeze. I'm not going to lie to you, and Balor is going to beat Crews and give Crews his first loss, but they're going to try as hard as they can to protect Apollo Crews. And, at the end of the show, they did end up stating the fact that Triple H did take a picture with Apollo Crews last week after NXT TakeOver and say the future is now with Apollo Crews. So, I guess from a, Triple H standpoint, this does make sense. So, no problems with it. I'll take Crews over Corbin any day. So, this has been my NXT review. I would like you guys to like if you already haven't liked this video, comment, subscribe if you're not subscribed for more of that NXT goodness on my channel, WWE goodness on my channel in general. For those of you who are wondering, when you see the gaming on my channel, you're doing hockey. Where's the WWE? Well, the WWE is coming. October 27th, when 16 comes out, I will not do any WWE 2K15 videos. That is something I refuse to do. That is something I will not or ever do, because that game is a waste of mine and everybody else's time who still owns it. And I'm pretty sure they're probably going to scrap their 2K15 when they get it. But like I said, subscribe if you're not subscribed for more of that wrestling goodness, WWE goodness, NXT goodness, not TNA goodness. Oh no, not Raw goodness either, because there's no goodness that comes from that. But wrestling goodness on my channel. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. What did you think of NXT? What did you think of Apollo Crews winning? What do you think of Alexa Bliss challenging Bayley for the NXT? Well, possibly challenging Bayley for the NXT Women's Championship. We don't know these things yet. What do you think? Let me know. What do you think of the Vaudevillains? Do you think that I'm crazy to think Simon Gotch should be the breakout star? Let me know these things. Comment. I have a keyboard on here. As you can hear, my fingers rattling off the keyboard, and I just hit my camera. Okay. Yeah, I've got to stop touching things. Now I open a whole other window. Look, I'm messing things up. All I'm trying to do is tell you guys, I would like some feedback on these videos. Just comment, please. I beg of you. But no, like seriously, like I just would love to know what you guys think of this. So remember, comment, like if you guys haven't liked it already, subscribe. You're not subscribed for more of that NXT goodness on my channel, baby. Thank you guys for watching oh so much, and I guess I'll see you guys later. See ya.